More new details now. A state Senate panel approving a bill to threaten local governments with fines if they ban the sale of certain sunscreens. Now, this comes after Key West banned selling certain sunscreens that contain a chemical researchers say is harmful to coral reefs. And joining us now from Melbourne is a dermatologist, Dr. Terrence Cronin. Dr. Cronin, good to see you.
Thank you, Bob. I'm glad to be here.
So the aim of the bill, I would imagine as a dermatologist, you want the idea of people keeping to put on their sunscreen. I would imagine so.
Absolutely. You know, we're concerned. We think bad policy is being made on poor research. And you have to have really good science before you're going to ban something as helpful as sunscreen. We have a skin cancer epidemic in Florida, and so we want to protect our citizens' rights to use sunscreen to protect themselves.
Are you saying that the research is faulty, that the elements in sunscreen do not harm the coral reefs?
What I can't say that clearly, but what I can say is that the research is very, very early and very, very weak. And if there is, in fact, a risk to the environment, I don't think anybody would want to use something that risks the environment. But I also know that people are going to die if you stop using sunscreen. And anything that prevents people from using sunscreen is a big mistake, particularly when it's based on something that is very, very,
dubious?
I'd say specious.
Okay.
Dubious is a great word. Thank you, Bob.
You're very welcome. It's kind of my trade. What is it that's in the sunscreen and is there an alternative other than sunscreen, or can they take whatever is harming the coral reef out and still have the sunscreen be, work well?
Well, you know, we're limited in the number of filters that we use that are workable. There's only 17 filters, and we have to have a mixture of different sunscreens if we're going to block the sun and get what we call broad spectrum protection. So if you take some of them out, you're not going to be able to replace them unless the FDA approves some more. You know, there are some European sunscreen filters that we do not have access to in this country. But that being said, I don't think that any of our sunscreens are bad if you use them, and most Floridians know which sunscreens they like, which are comfortable, and really the ones that are the most cosmetically elegant are the ones that include the chemicals that they want to ban.
And this is an active fight going on. You and other dermatologists banding together to essentially ban the ban?
Well, that's a good way of putting it. I think we're looking out for our patients and trying to prevent the sunscreen epidemic, or at least minimize it. I think that thoughtful people who look at the research and look into this and the actual cost of banning sunscreens and know that people will actually die from it, really, if they look at it closely, they'll think about it closer and maybe even decide to do more research on this subject. I think that would be a great solution, but I do not think banning this sunscreen would be a good thing for Florida.
I hear you. Dr. Cronin, terrific of you to spend some moments with us this morning. Thank you, sir.
Oh, my honor. Thank you so much.
Okay.